Be honest with yourself for a second. How much of your day do you actually remember? You wake up, check your phone, scroll for a while, go to school or work, come home, scroll again. Watch something, eat, maybe do some work. Then stay up way too late and promise yourself, tomorrow I'll actually be productive. Then tomorrow comes and you do it all over again. And suddenly, a week is gone. Then a month, then a year. And you start asking yourself, what am I even doing with my life? If you've ever felt like you're wasting your life, you're not alone. And the good news is, you don't need to completely change your life overnight. You just need to stop giving your time away without realizing it. First, realize how valuable your time actually is. Money can come back. You can lose money and make it again. You can fail an exam and take another one. You can lose a job and find another. But you can't get yesterday back. Once a day is gone, it's gone. And that's why your time is probably the most valuable thing you own. But look at how easily we give it away. 10 minutes scrolling, 20 minutes watching random videos, an hour checking social media, another hour watching something we don't even care about. And none of these things are automatically bad. Entertainment is fine. Rest is important. The problem is when you spend most of your time consuming and very little time actually living. Your phone might be stealing more time than you realize. Think about how often you reach for your phone without even thinking. You're bored? Phone. You're waiting? Phone. You're uncomfortable? Phone. You're eating? Phone. You wake up? Phone. Before sleeping? Phone. Your phone has become the automatic answer to every empty moment. And because of that, you rarely experience boredom anymore. The second there's nothing happening, you feel the silence. But boredom isn't always the enemy. Sometimes boredom gives you space to think, to notice what you actually want, to come up with ideas, to reflect on your life. So try something simple. Put your phone away for an hour. Not forever. Just an hour. Go outside. Take a walk. Read. Exercise. Talk to someone. Sit quietly. You might be surprised by how different the world feels when you're not constantly checking a screen. Stop waiting for motivation. This is another way people waste years. You tell yourself, I'll start when I feel motivated. I'll work out when I feel ready. I'll study when I feel focused. I'll start the business when I feel confident. But motivation isn't reliable. Some days you'll have it, some days you won't. If you only act when you feel motivated, you're going to spend a lot of time doing nothing. Instead, make things smaller. Don't say, I'm going to completely change my life. Say, I'm going to work on this for 20 minutes. Don't say, I'm going to become fit. Say, I'm going for a walk today. Don't say, I'm going to become successful. Say, I'm going to learn one useful thing today. Small actions repeated consistently can change your life much more than huge promises you never follow through on. Stop living for someday. This is one of the biggest traps. You keep telling yourself, one day I'll travel, one day I'll get fit, one day I'll start creating, one day I'll make more money, one day I'll become confident, one day I'll finally enjoy my life. But what if one day never arrives? Obviously, you need to plan for the future. But don't sacrifice your entire present for a future that isn't guaranteed. You don't need to wait until you're rich to enjoy your life. You don't need to wait until you're successful to start creating memories. You don't need to wait until you're confident to try something new. Start where you are, with what you have, right now. Stop comparing your timeline to everyone else's. You see someone your age succeeding, and suddenly you feel behind. Someone is making money, someone is traveling, someone has a relationship, someone has thousands of followers. Someone already knows what they want to do, and you think, I'm wasting my life. But you don't know their entire story, and more importantly, their timeline isn't yours. Some people figure things out early. Some people figure things out later. Some people take a straight path. Some people make mistakes for years before finding the right direction. Your job isn't to beat someone else's timeline. Your job is to make progress on your own. And stop doing things just because everyone else is doing them. This one can be uncomfortable. Maybe you're studying something you don't care about because everyone expects it. Maybe you're trying to look a certain way. Maybe you're chasing money because you think that's what success is. Maybe you're spending hours online because everyone else is. But ask yourself, do I actually want this? Not what your friends want. Not what social media tells you to want. Not what your parents or society expect you to want. What do you actually care about? Because it's possible to spend years climbing a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Find something worth working toward. You don't need to know your life's purpose. Seriously. You don't need to figure out your entire future at 16, 18, 20, or even 25. But you do need something that makes you want to get up. A goal, a skill, a project, a person you care about, a dream, something. Maybe you want to get stronger, build a YouTube channel, learn editing, get better grades, start a business, learn an instrument, write a book, travel somewhere. Whatever it is, give yourself something to work toward. Because when you're constantly moving towards something meaningful, life stops feeling like a repetitive loop. And don't underestimate boring progress. This is where most people quit. You work on something for a month and nothing dramatic happens. You study, but you're still not the best. You exercise, but you don't look completely different. You create videos, but barely anyone watches. So you think, what's the point? But most meaningful progress is invisible at first. The first few months can feel like nothing is happening. Then one day you look back and realize, wait, I'm actually better than I was. Don't destroy your future because you didn't see immediate results. Keep going. Spend more time creating than consuming. This might be one of the simplest rules you can follow. Consume less. Create more. Instead of watching someone else's workout, go work out. Instead of watching videos about learning a skill, practice the skill. Instead of watching people build businesses, build something. Instead of endlessly scrolling through other people's lives, go live yours. Because consuming makes you feel like you're doing something without actually moving your life forward. Create, build, practice, try, fail, learn, repeat. And don't forget to actually enjoy your life. Stopping wasting your life doesn't mean becoming productive 24/7. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't need to work 12 hours a day. You don't need to turn yourself into a productivity machine. That's not living either. Spend time with people you love. Laugh. Go outside. Travel if you can. Play games. Watch movies. Take breaks. Have lazy days. Rest. The goal isn't to squeeze productivity out of every second. The goal is to spend your time intentionally. If you're resting because you need rest, that's not wasting your life. If you're spending time with people you love, that's not wasting your life. If you're doing something that genuinely makes you happy, that's not automatically a waste. Wasting your life is more about living on autopilot and never asking yourself whether the way you're spending your time actually matters to you. So what do you do starting today? Keep it simple. For the next week, try these 5 things. Put your phone away for an hour every day. Move your body. Work on one meaningful goal. Spend real time with someone you care about, and do one thing you've been putting off. That's it. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need a 10-step morning ritual. You just need to start paying attention to where your time is going. Because once you become aware of it, you can change it. And maybe the scariest thing about wasting your life is that you usually don't notice it happening. It doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like another normal day. Another scroll. Another episode. Another, I'll do it tomorrow. Until suddenly, tomorrow becomes next month becomes next year, and you realize you've been waiting for your life to begin. So don't wait. Your life is already happening, right now, this day, this hour, this conversation, this moment. You don't need to completely reinvent yourself tonight. Just make one better decision. Put the phone down. Go outside. Start the thing. Call someone. Learn something. Take the first step. And tomorrow, do it again. Because your life isn't made up of huge moments, it's made up of ordinary days. And those ordinary days are your life. So don't spend them all waiting for something better to happen. Make something better happen. You don't need to have your whole life figured out. You just need to stop giving your time away and start using it for the things that actually matter to you. Because one day you're going to look back at your life, and you won't wish you had spent more time scrolling. You won't wish you had worried more about what other people thought. You won't wish you had watched one more random video. You'll wish you had lived. So start now. Not tomorrow. Now.